hopping right back into it. Next episode after that. Okay. Yeah. Fucking Quincy's are just out here fucking shit up, stealing bankais left and right. The fucking ice nigga, um, the one with Himemaru, the fucking ice dragon, his shit gets stolen. The big dog nigga who summons a fucking giant suit of armor, his shit gets stolen. Well, some and Captain Byakuya, his shit definitely gets stolen as well. Let's talk about Byakuya's fight. Dope as shit. Motherfucker he was fighting was Fear, which he was talking the shit ton of shit because he's like, hey, you've been so fucking powerful for so fucking long, you forgot what fear is. Let me fucking remind you, right? And this nigga starts feeling it. His fucking hands are shaking and shit like that. But he's still fighting back, because he's thinking about his sister and everybody who's relying on him, and he's fucking fighting back. Goddamn Renji, the nigga with the fucking snake sword shit. He shows up to the fight and he's like trying to hop in, and Bianchi's like, hey, don't fucking use your Bankai because they're gonna steal it. He's like, but if I release it, I'll get listen, I'm your captain. Shut the fuck up. Don't release your goddamn Bankai. All right. And he's like, just watch, pay attention so that you know how to fucking beat these guys when I go down. Because he already resided himself, so he's like, I'm gonna fucking die in this fight. And sure enough, this motherfucker is talking mad shit. There's some crazy visuals, and yeah, his own Bankai fucking he can't obviously he never fucking felt it before because it's his own fucking power, but he gets fucking sliced up with a billion blades, just fucking blood spurting everywhere, and this motherfucker ends up in a crater in the wall, just bled out. And his fucking Zanpakuto breaks, which if anybody knows anything about Bleach, once your Zanpakuto breaks, it's supposed to signal you're fucking dead. Your soul, your energy is dead. You ain't got no more reishi in you. You're dead. All right. So he gets dusted. And fucking Renji gets drop kicked by the wrestling nigga. Like right after old dude fucking dies, he's like, oh Bankai, and like he gets interrupted by the wrestling nigga drop kicking him. Like through the town. Like not even like, oh, he drop kicked and he ended up like at the end of the ring. No, this motherfucker get drop kicked off of a fucking mountain. And like through 42 fucking city blocks. Like one of those anime hits where the motherfucker gets up and is like, oh, now we're getting serious. He didn't get up though. Yeah. So that was like the highlight of that one, right? Obviously, Kenpachi's going around doing his shit. Kenpachi's like fucking untouchable. He's dusting motherfuckers. He ends up he like walks up on the boss nigga. He's like, oh, these are subordinates. He's like carrying three of them. He's like, oh, and the guy's like, oh, you managed to defeat three of my Wonder Rights or whatever the fuck you want to call them. And he's like, yeah, the first guy was just he just grew super big like a gorilla and attacked people with his voice. I sliced him in half. And like the second dude was talking a lot of shit. I got tired of it and he was annoying, so I ripped out his throat. Nigga, what? And he's like, oh yeah, the third guy was kind of interesting because he turned into me. So, it was kind of hard having to fight myself. I just had to become more powerful than I was then. You just having power-ups whenever the fuck you feel like. Why aren't you more... Don't get me wrong, Kenpachi is a fucking beast. He deserves it. My God, if you could just like up your power whenever you feel like, he should be more daunting. All right, but we'll get to him and all his shit. And it cuts away for a reason. I'm gonna get to that in a second. And when we cut back to him, this nigga is being held up by his throat. So obviously he didn't have any more power-ups left in him. Okay, he was being held up by his throat next time we saw him. Ichigo's on his way from Hueco Mundo after fighting that Nazi nigga, and he gets trapped. And this motherfucker's like trying to get out. He can't fucking get out. He's on a phone though. He has a phone to the Soul Society, and he gets this phone call while he's in the prison, and all you hear is just fucking screaming and hollering, oh, everybody run! And this motherfucker is just spiraling. He's like, I'm trapped. All my friends are dying. Nigga, let me the fuck out. He can't get out. So he's like on his way. Everybody's like, oh, don't worry. Ichigo's on the way. He's going to save the Soul Society. And this nigga's trapped. And they're just getting fucked up. And he can hear all of it. So the reason we cut away from Kenpachi is to go over to the head captain. Now, like one of the lieutenants is like backed against a wall. He's fighting this dude called the Overkill, right? His power is anybody as more he kills, the more powerful he gets, right? And then he's like, oh, I'm about to dust you. So he uses this fucking Quincy shit and attacks him. And then the head captain shows up, slaps it away like it ain't shit. Like, stop. Um, and turns out this motherfucker is the one who killed his lieutenant, right? So he's like, I stole his bankai. Do you remember how that felt? And he's like, I'm gonna kill you with your own lieutenant's bankai, and he activates it. And it's like this fucking crazy ass lightning power. They do a cutscene to show the history of that shit, and it gets back and boom, he's hit by it, right? Oh, he's hit by it first, then they do the history, and it cuts back to him, and the old man is just like, I feel so fucking sorry. And he's like, he's like talking out loud to his lieutenant that passed. He's like, I know you feel the shame that I feel because I know this ain't the bankai you worked your whole life to perfect. This shit is a pale imitation. And just fucking shakes it off. The Overkill dude's like, what the he's obviously now shook. He's like, oh, I just hit you with a full fucking power bankai. You didn't even block. You should be hurt. And this nigga just walks up on him. Of course, the Quincy tries attacking again. The fucking Genru side just fucking, he's got flames as his power. He just fucking sweeps his sword once. He didn't even use his shit. He just sweeps his sword once, and this motherfucker just disappears into ash. Like, okay, Genru side is him, right? And he walks back to the lieutenant. He's like, hey, basically, thanks for fighting as long as you did, but don't worry now. I'm here, and every single one of these motherfuckers is about to get dusted. I'm about to fuck them up. And he fucking takes off. He takes off. Obviously, everybody noticed that he's fucking active now. So all the captains are like, oh shit. Oh shit, you fucked up now. He's talking bad shit. Like, oh, our captain's on the field. He's about to kill your ass. They're talking mad shit. And obviously the Quincy's like, our boss is on the field too. This, that, and the other. These two niggas, the boss nigga and the boss Soul Reaper, are now facing off against each other, right? And this motherfucker releases his bankai during this fight. I can't remember the name. It's hella long, but he has 4 forms of this fucking bankai. The first form, his sword just looks like a burnt piece of wood, right? Turns out he's just focusing all of his flame. Now, this is the captain. His fucking powers is ridiculously immense, and you don't see how in a second. But he could all his fucking flames are held in the very tip of his blade. His blade doesn't cut. You don't bleed from it. If the blade touches you, you just get blasted away in a second, right? And you see this happen because he swings, the nigga dodges, and then the blade just slightly fucking touches the fucking ground, and there's a fucking crater a mile long just instantly. And he obviously does the anime shit and explain his powers, right? And then he moves on to the second one. So that one was east, right? Or west or something like that. And then he's like, where there's an east, there's a west. The west is like every single bit of moisture in the entire fucking Soul Reaper, Soul Society is absolutely fucking burnt away. His heat is that intense. You don't see the fucking flames. It's just that fucking intense. And no, that was his sword. That was his sword, right? Yeah.
That's when he grabbed it into the sword.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the first one. Like every single drop of heat, every single bit of moisture is evaporated because his heat is so intense. The next release of his bankai is he's completely fucking coated in these flames, right? And he's like the heat is like that of the sun, 15 million
whatever
degrees Celsius, right? He's like, oh, you can't touch me now, this, that, and the other, right? And he fucking rushes this nigga. Obviously, they can't immediately kill this motherfuckers off, so he's dodging and shit like that. And then he puts up this trap. He's like, oh, if you step into this trap, you're gonna get dusted by the power of God, by the light of God or one. And it's like, okay. And he stops like short and he stabs his sword into the ground and he releases the next form of his bankai, which is South. Right. And what South does, it revives every single person he's ever killed with his own sword. So this bleach is called 1,000 Year Blood War. So 1,000 years ago, this motherfucker dusted a shit ton of Quincy's, dusted the uprising, right? So he's reviving all these fucking skeletons to fucking fight for him, just obviously to disrupt the goddamn trap that they set. But motherfucker's like, oh, what are these skeletons? You're gonna stop me with these? He's like, oh, look closely. It's the fucking corpses of your dead friends. This motherfucker's obviously freaking out. And then he charges at him. He releases the North and fucking slices this nigga into. The bad guy fucking gets chopped in half, loses an arm, laying there dying. Right? And he's like, you should have known better than to test me, basically. Starts walking away, and this motherfucker's talking. He's like, I'm sorry, that, and the other. And this causes Gary to try to stop. He's like, you're sorry? Nigga, you the king. Who the fuck is you apologizing to? And immediately after he said that, there's a big explosion behind him. His barracks is blown up. And the real nigga shows up. Turns out who he was fighting was a fucking clone. Or not a clone, one of his Stern Ritters with the power of yourself, basically, to basically copy whoever he wants, right? So he copied the big bad to basically distract the main guy until the big bad was ready. All right. And immediately after showing up, the motherfucker steals the head captain's bankai, right? And then the dude's like, he's like, oh, so what are you gonna do now that I got your power, this, that, and the other? And he charges at him with just his fucking sword. Obviously, he's still the head captain, so he's thinking he got the heat still, right? So he charges at this motherfucker, and this dude fucking makes this sword of light, and just with one fucking swing, chops the head captain in half. So there goes all of the hope the Soul Reapers had of fucking stopping these niggas, like, immediately. So that was the death of Genryusai.
Until what's his name shows up.
Until what's his name shows up. Did you watch that episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ichiro.
Yeah. Next episode, Ichigo breaks out and he drops down. First thing, he fucking checks on Byakuya. Byakuya was like, hey. A little bit of history. Byakuya has never fucked with Ichigo. Not like that, right? From the start, these niggas were basically, and Byakuya was an antagonist to Ichigo, right? Until like, I guess like second or third season after the whole shit happened. And first person he checks up on is Byakuya, and Byakuya's like, hey, bro, save us. Save us, please. And of course, Ichigo's on this shit is like, hey, don't worry about that shit. I got you. He's like, where's the boss nigga? He's just like, boss nigga. He just fucking takes off. He's like, I sent him over there. I'm going to go over there and kick him's ass. And he heads over there. And first person he faces is like the right hand man. And obviously, he does what he does. He's, I can't remember if he was able to stop the right hand man. No, the boss man steps in. Is like, hey, I'm going to take care of this. Chill. Let me do it. And during this, there's a reveal that Ichigo is Yuhaba's son, which fucking throws a wrench in everything because we thought this nigga's daddy was the Soul Reaper that turned regular human nigga that was taking care of him forever. Like that was a whole big thing in the last one. But no, Yuhaba is his daddy. Or maybe it was just a term for like you have Quincy blood in you, so all Quincy's are my children.
He called them my son. That's what I told you. I didn't like that part. That's just like every.
So I don't know if it's like a euphemism or like legit you my boy kind of shit, but there's a fight. During that fight, that reveal happened, and Ichigo, I think he got like a lick in. Yeah, he got like a chop in, and he activated his defense, and the nigga attacked Ichigo like in the neck. And turns out Ichigo got the same fucking like defensive kind of power that they have. This shit called bleed, where they like empower their skin with reishi and it becomes like impenetrable or some shit like that. Nobody knew Ichigo could do this shit, but apparently he did this shit. And I think that's why he was like, oh, you my son, because you have that Quincy power in you. But that's still to be seen.
No, he said he unlocked it because he was trapped in that one shit, remember?
That's it too.
And he absorbed it when he was trying to break out.
I think he was just trying to like fucking funny some goddamn words to make to rationalize what the fuck this happened to him, because I'm pretty sure he thought he killed that nigga. But could be. And Yeah, that's where that's where I'm stopping because that's the last episode you see. Right now, Nocturne, fucking Nocturne, Castlevania Nocturne. What do you think about Nocturne?
That's the dude with the Belmonts, right?
Yeah, the Belmonts.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean, from the last one we saw, kind of. This was the one later when I asked you. This took place afterwards,
This
right?
is a spin-off. Yeah.
This is like the American Revolution type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
French Revolution happening during the French Revolution. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. So no, I mean, it's a cool show. I mean, I haven't seen most of it, but yeah, from what I can see, the Belmont dudes, and he just met his grandpa. That was.
Yeah, he just met his grandfather, his great great grandfather.
He just said grandfather. I
thought he said great. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll rewind.
Dude with white hair, but
old.
Nah, but he took his whip. Remember, he was like,
yeah,
the dude
he reached
in,
for it and it wasn't there. He's like, "Nigga, what the fuck?" And then behind him, yeah, he dusted this fucking vampire came in the fucking
Indiana Jones them.
Indy, I can see him in Indy in some shit. Yeah. So this picks up in the fucking French Revolution. First thing you see of a Belmont is the mama running with her kid, like, "Hey, you need to get out of the fucking city." And the kid being a fucking asshole, of course, because he's a Belmont, he's entitled. He's like, "Oh, I'm supposed to stay here and kill vampires. Aren't you a fucking big bad vampire slayer? I'm supposed to be here killing with you." And the mom's like, "Nigga, shut up! Get on the boat! Get the fuck out of here!" Right? See, so this fucking vampire shows up, which is this nigga, his design is so fucking clean. He's an Aztec vampire, right? Green eyes, dope ass nigga. I can't remember his name. Do you remember his name? No.
I'm not good with names.
Yeah. so, and immediately on site, him versus the mama, right? Fucking Belmont, the boy obviously didn't fucking go to the goddamn boat like he was told to.
If it wasn't for him, she
definitely would have fucking got him. She distracted her. He was there as a fucking target, basically. And she jumped in to save him.
Yeah.
And got fucked up. She was in there doing her shit. So this is the first one that we actually see a Belmont using magic, right? The mama was using magic, and she had the fucking vampire killing training and the whip, right? So this is definitely a fucking trickle down of a mix between the speaker and the last Belmont that we saw. I can't remember his name right now. I really need to get these names right. But yeah, she gets dusted. Right, and he walks up on the fucking he's like, "Little boy Belmont," right? He got this cool ass swagger too. He's like, "Hey, I know how you feel. I only killed your mama because she killed somebody important to me," which we still don't know who the fuck that is right now. Even till episode 6, he's like, "Hey, I can kill you, but I'm not gonna do it. Not now, anyways." And just walks away, walks across his mama, steps in her blood, and just fucking walks off. And this motherfucker like grows up still thinking he the shit, right? So next time we see him, did you want to add anything before that?
Mm-hmm.
Next time we see him, he's all fucking grown up. He's sitting at a fucking French Revolution shit. This is where you meet the other bitch. What's her name? Claire, I think. I'm gonna say Claire. Anyway, this blonde bitch.
You don't have these in your goddamn notes.
I had like Bleach and One Piece, and I was driving all day. I didn't have time to write most of this shit down. So, this is where you meet the other main character, right? Claire. I'm gonna call her Claire. While they're there, they get attacked by fucking vampires, right? Belmont does his Belmont shit, right? He's like, "Oh, I'm just here to kill vampires." And he does just that. He kills vampires. But this the chick, she's got this fucking light magic. She conjured these fucking light birds and she's fucking niggas up. Next thing you see of a fucking vampire, his whole face is clawed up. He's missing eyes. She's doing work on him with just two little birds. And then this is the first time you're hearing about the fucking vampire messiah, right? Turns out this vampire messiah, which I like this little spin on it. The main bat of this that took the place for Dracula and Death is Elizabeth.
Her name was Maria.
Maria. I was close. The main bat for this one is Elizabeth Bathory, right? If you know anything about Elizabeth, she's this fucked up Renaissance bitch. She used to torture slaves and shit like that back in her fucking
Aztec dude was all rocks.
All rocks. Yeah. Elizabeth Bathory is the main bad, right? She's the vampire messiah. They go, they report this, like, hey, we need to check out the chateau because this nigga's a vampire and nobody seems to. Which I don't understand. How do you not look at this nigga like you're a fucking vampire? They all pale as shit. You never see these niggas out in daytime. Right? Yeah, you're a vampire. Talk to the priest. The priest is like, okay, then if they're vampires, we'll go stop them. The priest is in on it. The priest is making night monsters. He's the forge master. He ain't doing none of the cool ass forging like you saw in the first cut with the black nigga Isaac. Like he was doing some cool ass forging shit. He had a whole hammer or no, the white nigga had the hammer. I don't know what Isaac had. He had a whip. I knew that much. Notes, yeah. But they have this, they now like modernize monster making. They have this forge master machine, right? So they just hang the bodies, it goes through the machine, it makes new monsters. They show up to this fucking house and they immediately get set on because this my fault. Two other new people, two black people, slaves from the Caribbean. One bitch knows magic, the other nigga sings. Basically, he sings. He's an opera singer turned revolutionary, right? He's
like a bar. Oh,
not technically he's a bard, but without like the ukulele or whatever the fuck they call that. Anyway, so them two niggas join up and they're like, okay, let's go to the fucking castle. They go to the castle and this chick sees her old slave master and immediately fucking blows their cover. Gets up, start powering up, and the nigga looks over at her, and then it was set from there. Fucking monsters are attacking, vampires are chasing them. They try to get off this fucking island. The same bitch who fucking caused this whole shit, she's responsible for making a bridge. She's moving hella slow. Niggas just waiting across. She's like, oh, let me slowly make a fucking bridge. And meanwhile, the singing nigga gets got, right? He gets fucking swarmed. He's dead. She gets back. She starts bawling, right? Like, bitch, it's your fault. Stop the crying. He's dead. That's the end of the episode. Next episode, this nigga gets turned into this badass fucking demon with a cool ass design. What do you think about his design?
With the little,
yeah, with the hands. Yeah, it was clean. He gets turned into a dope ass demon. They fucking do some other shit. They find out that the nigga's the forge master. And then they're like, oh, they hold this other meeting. In the middle of this fucking meeting, the bitch gets attacked, or she comes face to face with Isaac. With the singing nigga, right? Turned demon, and she immediately recognized him because he has these fucking blue ass eyes, and they look at each other and like, and she starts tearing up. She gets attacked. This nigga saves him, and the rest of the monsters are like, nigga, what the fuck is you doing? They grab him, take him off. He gets confronted by the priest, and he's like, nigga, I made you. You're supposed to listen to me. What are you doing, saving bitches, man? You're supposed to be killing them. He's like, nigga, this is what you is. Throws him in a cell. Next episode, they go to save him. Right? And they get down there. They're doing their damn thing. Oh, there's an introduction of like the secondary antagonist, which is this badass fucking black vampire chick with pink hair. Right? She's doing her thing. She's fucking menacing. But they get down there to save him. And they're going off. They're killing monsters. They're fighting vampires. Belmont kills a nigga. Kills the royal nigga, whoever's house they was at, they killed that nigga. The black chick is fighting the black chick, more black on black crime there. They're going off doing their thing, and in the middle of this, the singing nigga in his monster form, just in his cell, just singing up a tune, just fucking out there, fucking bellowing shit, just like in the middle of this fight. We get to a point where one nigga's dead. Monsters is killed. The bitches are looking at the priest like, nigga, how could you? We was praying with you. Why are you down here with monsters? And Olrock shows up. The Aztec dude shows up behind Belmont. Because Belmont, after he killed his vampires, like, that's what I do. I drink, fuck bitches, and kill vampires. And then Olrock shows up, is like, nigga, what you say? And then this nigga starts crying. He runs away. Last we see of him for that episode, everybody else escapes. They're like, what the fuck happened to Belmont? And Black Bitch is like, he ran, he a bitch. Da, da, da. Yeah, it's understandable why the fuck he ran. Last time we saw that fucking vampire, he killed his mama. And I think that's where we stopped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it. So that was your anime coverage for this week. All right. A shot for the next session. Which one's ready?
This is gonna be a short session.
Who's talking shit over there?
Picture.
Talking shit over there.
It was wondering why I was pouring water. Looking at me like I was a crazy person.
We was kind of looking at you the same way. I don't know.
What are you talking
Wow.
about? It's not water, it's coffee.
Wow. Oh yeah, coffee, cold tea, cold plant tea.
Gazpacho tea. Oh,
Right.
hey, this is do your introduction for your section
We're gonna talk about books, maybe,
and whatever
mostly.
and whatever else you want.
We'll see what happens.
He is the voice of reason, which so far hasn't been reason.
I'm looking at Aftermath reasonable. It's
That was
fine.
one time where she was like, "All right, guys, I'm playing," and then we just completely ignored it.
It's not my fault if you ignore me.
You have different buttons. Takes over.
Buzzers. What are you on? Have you finished
Book 3.
Frost and Star?
Yeah.
Finished book 3. Did you finish the novella?
There's a novella?
That's what you're on.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Book 3 of what?
I thought book 3 was
No. So the first book, A Court of Thorns and Roses, right? When we go under the mountain.
There's you already book 3?
Yeah.
Oh, there's more books. There's book 2, right?
Question: do I need to read the other books? Can I just pick up the other ones, or
No, you have to read the books.
Definitely have to read them.
You have to read them, and you have to read them in order. There's book
Have
2.
they made movies yet?
No, although at a separate point they are talking about a show, so we'll see how that progresses. Book 3 is Wings and Ruin, and then the novella is Frost and Starlight.
Like one of them adult series that like what's the
It's considered new adults.
So is it like
It's not. I wouldn't consider it smut.
Is it like just regular people? Do they have superpowers?
It's fairies.
Okay, so it's like
right, and they got magic.
Okay.
The fae.
Okay. Yeah.
So instead of like tiny little winged people, they're like humanoid.
Okay.
They're humanoids that Mindy drool over.
And then okay.
So they some Merlin motherfuckers, okay? Again.
The what?
Some Merlin motherfuckers.
Merlin. King, King Arthur. Wizard.
I don't know if I would consider Merlin.
That's what I'm working on right now. Is some Merlin motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's what you're working on. We'll figure that out later.
Yeah, that's what we're going to.
Anyway, continue.
So we're on Frost and Starlight. You're on Frost and Starlight.
Finished Frost and Starlight, which is book 4.
It's book 4. It's like a 200-page novella. It's like the Christmas special episode.
Yeah,
it's like a soap opera.
This book, it's like
it's like a little break.
Yeah, niggas shopping, niggas having like marriage.
They're doing Christmas.
Yeah,
or solstice. They're doing solstice.
Okay.
There's, a little party.
Yeah. Just how
are we feeling about all the characters? That's what we're chiming in on right now.
Fucking Nesta.
Yes.
She needs to get the stick out her ass, bro. Cassian is trying so fucking hard.
Oh my god, that
trying
book.
so hard. Like, I feel so bad for him. Like, why did you have to mate with a fucking stick in the mud? It's so
She's going through trauma, okay?
Her sister is going through trauma, but okay, her sister's an asshole too to Lucian.
Yeah, I mean, different
right.
trauma
right.
manifests differently, right? I have a different friend, and she is also reading the books, and she's on Frost and Starlight, and she's at the point where she refuses to read the next book because it's in Nesta's point of view, and
Next one.
yeah, the next book is in
Okay.
Nesta's point of view.
All right.
Right, so we're not following Fair anymore, not the Fair show anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We're following Nesta and her
All
journey.
these books are different points of views?
No, just
The first three were in Fair's point of view, our main character.
Okay.
Now we're moving to her sister.
Ah.
the asshole.
The asshole. She is a raging bitch, but I love her. I love me a raging bitch. So
Yeah,
I think
she definitely has her charms. Don't get me wrong. They're very hard to see, but they're there.
They're there. I have this thing where if any character is different or like aggressive or not like, you know, the typical hero protagonist, I automatically am like, oh, you're so interesting. I want to know all about you, whether or not you're a piece of shit, which is probably why I like Nesta a lot.
Well, y'all get this out of books? Like,
it paints a very vivid picture.
y'all get this out of
Sometimes you wish it never painted this picture. You know, it's there.
Right.
I'm not gonna warn you about shit. You're gonna have to raw dog this like I did.
I did. I gave him no input. I think the only time is when I corrected you if you were like way off the mark.
You know, have the time.
My favorite thing is rooting for book one.
Oh my god, I was so wrong.
You were so into it. I loved it so much. You were like, "This is my guy. This is my man." I was like, "Oh, Tamlin. Tamlin."
I was rooting for the bitch, nigga. Like he was the nigga in that first book. Like if you didn't know anything about the other books, Tamlin is that nigga in that book, right? Like,
don't spoil it too much.
Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen it.
I mean, yes, spoiler alert.
That's he was that nigga in that book, but shit changed.
Shit
changed drastically.
So drastically.
Like overnight.
I remember my friend texting me being like, "Oh, I love this Beauty and the Beast vibe. He's my man." And I was like, I actually don't like him. From book one, like my first reading, I was like, there's something so off about this. Something in my heart tells me this is wrong. And then I was vindicated. I was right. And I was like, yes. I was so happy. I love being right.
Don't get me wrong. Like, they've done like other shows like this, you know. I think one was like The Beast, where they did like fairy tale shit, or Once Upon a Time, yeah, right, where they did the whole fairy tale shit, and you get to see the whole
reimaginings. Yeah.
So there was definitely those vibes, and everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody just wanted to believe in it, except for Mindy, because Mindy's got a black heart, but just wanted to believe in Tamlin.
And the happily ever after.
The happily ever after, all the shit they went through in book one. God damn, that corner was so drastic.
So sharp. So sharp. I loved it so much.
That was basically a U-turn.
Nessa's book is more of a guiding hand than a sharp U-turn, which is...
Question is, do I get what I want in that book or not?
I don't know what you want.
Well, obviously for Cassian to get some play.
Oh, well, yeah.
All right.
Cassian goes through a long journey too, but his is a slightly different journey.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sorry. Continue with your segment.
But yes, we're gonna. I'm excited for you to do. Are you still doing the Audible?
Yeah.
All right.
Audible. Mm-hmm.
I'm deciding if I should reread it while you're listening, so I'm refreshed. Because there were some points where you were talking about stuff, and I was like, "Damn, I need to do a reread. I forgot stuff."
There's times where I had to like fucking track back and record the audio. One time I sent you the audio, I was like, "I'm right. Listen."
It's not that I didn't think you were right. It's that I just straight up forgot. I was like, I'm not going to deny or accept things that I don't remember.
Yeah, there was definitely some moments like that where I felt really good. I was like, I was paying attention.
I know. I'm so proud of you for some of those moments. I was like, wow, you're really into this. I'm so proud.
Thank you.
I don't know if Danny will be as into it.
It's a sneaker. Like when you first start reading it, you're just like, oh, damn.
It's a little slow of a start.
Yeah, but once it picks up, it picks up.
I'm more of a book 3. Everyone loves the second book, but I'm really into that third book.
I see why everyone loved the second book for all the smut. Okay. That's why
it's not even that much smut. It's not that much smut.
I would say a quote right now, but I don't want to spoil it for Danny.
Okay, it's not that there's not sex scenes in it, but it's not like smut. Smut's like the whole book, right? What? You're looking at me like I'm lying, but it's really not that much. Maybe I just comparatively to the other books I read.
Yeah, okay. So book 2 has to do with that relationship developing, but book 3, that shit is in full fucking swing. Okay.
I like book 3 because it's about like the entire world of what's happening more than just like what love story is happening.
But before it gets into the entire world, somebody definitely got into somebody and was very vivid about it. It was very vivid, bro. I was driving around with it playing.
I can't believe you're doing that.
I had to mute it. It was so jarring.
Windows down.
Bruh, no.
My favorite thing is when people have to listen to the audiobook and there's like a sex scene and like, because when you're reading it in public, I could like stone face, like not even phasing me. And then when you're on Audible, you have to pause it or turn it down, especially on you because you're not even on headphones.
No, fucking full blast. Bouncing off the houses.
Speakers.
Oh my god.
All right, so you're doing that. I might do a reread with you. I haven't decided yet. You're going to maybe read it, Danny?
We still decide.
We'll leave it as maybe.
Yeah.
If not, he can just talk about it. We'll just let him know about it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I am on.
We need a definite answer by next time, so we can go.
I'm a spark note. We get.
You know what? You know.
And then just pick up on the book that we're on. This spark note for us.
Like, yeah, we'll see. I might read. I might feel a little. Read it. Yeah.
Yeah. My other friend wants to skip a book, and I'm like, please don't skip a book. If you're not going to read it and invoke the feelings of what's happening in real time, at least like do a summary.
How many pages is the first book?
It's not as long as book 2 or 3.
4?
No, the first
100?
book. About 400 pages.
I thought you said pages. I was like, oh, I see.
I'm gonna look up the page count.
I know book 2 and 3 are like 570 something.
Okay, that's not bad.
And then
448.
all right, there you go. Yeah, so 570 something for the next 2, and then the novella, it's like 100 and 200 pages, and then the next book may or may not be like 800 pages.
The one I'm getting into?
Yeah, the one you're starting.
Finally, some substance, bro.
Some substance.
About this book ended so drastically, so jarringly, bro. It was just like paint end.
Yeah.
What you mean end?
Goodbye.
The bitch came and was like, thanks for listening. Fuck you, bitch.
I know. I was actually really glad that I wasn't reading it in real time as it was being published, because I would have been so pissed. On a note to that, she is working on the next book for this series.
There's more?
Yes.
I thought it was done.
No.
She has a box set.
No.
You can't make another spot for that.
Yeah. You can't tell niggas, oh, you remember that box set?
There's a box set. It must be over.
From that box set. And the other 2 books don't come in a box set. It's a single book.
So the first 3 are in Farrah's point of view, and then the next 3 are in Nesta and Elaine's point of view.
Of the same event?
Wait. So there's like
No,
no.
Okay.
no, continuing events.
Like them dealing with their trauma and shit.
Yeah.
So wait, there's no like more like big thing to overcome.
There is. There's gonna be a new big bad.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, there's a new
like,
big bad.
Don't get me wrong. I like the everything going on, but I'm mainly reading for action, right?
Yeah.
You have to sit through the smut, but I will read for the action.
So I am reading currently Throne of Glass series, which is her other series that she wrote beforehand. It's not like I like the writing of ACOTAR more, but I like the story in this one a lot better. There is a pinpoint in this story that aligns with ACOTAR.
Really?
I don't know if you've read it or not because I can't remember if it's in the novella or if it's in the next book. But they line up in a event.
Did you buy that? Because I don't think that was one of the free books I downloaded.
I bought it. I bought them.
Okay, I might have to buy that one. Is that the next one? Wait, no, I get to pick the next one.
I mean, if you want to continue with the series, you have to do that one, but you get to pick the next book club book.
Yeah, after the series is done, I get to pick the next book club book.
Yes, but you're not going to read Throne of Glass?
Well, that you're picking that one. You already picked ACOTAR. I get to pick the next one.
No, I know. I'm just asking. Like, at some point, are you going to read Throne of Glass?
Like, yeah, if you want to talk about it on here, I will read it.
Well, I mean, they align. So in Throne of Glass, there's something that happens that lines up with ACOTAR, and then in Crescent City, which is the next series of hers, the people in Crescent City and the people in ACOTAR meet.
Yeah,
so it's
I'll read this.
Okay, so
it's a multiverse.
so how far into Throne of Glass?
And went Doctor Strange on us.
It's really up to you if you want to read Throne of Glass.
How far into it does the cross happen?
Oh, the very end
Of book one?
of Throne of Glass, the series.
Series?
Yes.
How many books?
But they 8.
She's like, I'm currently reading. You mean you're done with it?
I'm on book 6. I'm on book 6.
So you were just reading spoilers. That's how you know this shit crosses.
I read ACOTAR.
Yes. Yeah, so how do you know that the cross happens?
They talk about it.
Spoilers. Because you're
I mean, yeah.
No, okay.
Well, there's spoilers anyway.
Okay. All right. And what's the next? City of what?
Crescent City. So Crescent City, if you want to continue reading ACOTAR, you have to read Crescent City.
Okay.
They were saying that Throne of Glass is optional because you don't have to read it technically because they only align once very smally. But in Crescent City, because they meet, you have to read Crescent City to continue ACOTAR. Okay,
so how about after I'm done with this, I start Crescent City as well as starting the book series that I pick.
Mm-hmm.
You start.
Are you picking a series or are you picking a book?
I'm picking a series, man. I'm not.
Okay, goddamn.
17 books and then you read one.
I mean, I'm reading like 4 at once right now, so.
fucking flipping through them, bitches.
I mean, that's all I do.
Okay.
It's my hobby of choice is reading.
Yeah, I'm picking a series. And I'm gonna start book 1 of that series, and then while that's going, I'll listen to like a couple chapters a day, and then listen to the other one a couple chapters a day. I'll be listening to both at the same time. Okay.
Oh, what are we talking about? What books?
City of Bones. What's it called?
City of Glass.
Crescent City.
So Crescent City. I'll start book 1 of that after I'm done with this series, as well as us starting book 1 of whatever series I pick.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I haven't started Crescent City yet. What?
You haven't started it yet.
Yo,
I have to finish Throne of Glass first.
Okay, so Throne then. I'm doing Throne.
You don't have to. You don't have to read Throne of Glass because it's hefty.
You can't mix it and fix it. All right, one more time, Minnie. What's these names?
Crescent City.
Throne of Glass.
Throne
right?
of Glass.
And then Crescent City, yes.
Okay, Crescent City.
And the first book is Akatara's series. No, the first book, up at the top. A Court of Thorn.
I wish you luck.
A Court of Thorn and Roses. um. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. Boom, 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 boom. What about Throne of Glass? Yeah, that's what you're on.
I'm on Throne of Glass.
Mhm.
Yes. We're on book 6, I think I said. That might be wrong. I don't know. They're kind of all blending together. It's about an assassin.
I can fuck with that. I can fuck
It's
with
a it's about this 16-year-old girl who's an assassin,
Yeah, my attention.
and she's going to fight the big bad. That's as much summary as I can give you without spoiling anything.
So 60-year-old. I'm
16.
16. So there's tons of smut.
There's no smut. There's no smut in Throne of Glass.
Okay. Because if I'm not mistaken, Farah was underage when all this shit started.
No, Farrah's 20. 19.
She
20.
was underage, wasn't she?
No.
I could have sworn. Because that's why I was calling her jailbait.
No. The only time she's underage is when it references her being like 16 and painting. But when she entered, like when you're reading about her for the first time, she's like 18, 19.
Okay. I was worried.
I kept telling you that she wasn't jailbait. I kept getting so confused.
I was adamant on that. It's like this bitch is going around. She gonna get all fucking fairies arrested.
Oh my god, no. No. The assassin's like 17, and then by the end of the series, she's like 20, I think.
Okay. No smut.
No smut.
Big story, a lot of action.
Yes.
Okay.
There's dragons. Well, there's wyverns. You don't know what a wyvern is?
Dragons without arms.
It's the first
Yes.
time I've heard that term, so no. I
Yeah,
didn't
so
know.
their front arms are just wings. They don't have the protruding arms like regular dragons do.
And then regular dragons.
Yeah.
There was
like stand on all four and they have wings. Wyverns just have the back legs and wings, and they have like the serpentine body.
think like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. That's a dragon, and then a wyvern is Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mother of wyverns.
Now I have a fucking bone to pick with Game of Thrones because it was all dragons. This dragon set. No.
So I was like, I don't like it. I'm upset. But yes, there's wyverns and witches and magic and an assassin.
All right.
This one's which one?
Of Glass.
Throne of Glass.
Throne of Glass or Thorn of Glass?
Throne. Big chair.
So basically Game of Thrones with just focusing on the assassins. All right, and Crescent City is about what?
Crescent City, I don't.
Are you reading it? You're not.
I haven't started it.
Okay.
I know it's set in modern times, and apparently there's guns.
Oh, I can fuck with that. Guns, assassins, what?
In Crescent City, probably.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't.
I'll sit through it. I don't know why I keep asking you for assurances. I just don't want to be scarred again.
You'll be scarred again. I want to say anything that I don't mention to you that I'm reading is probably because it's smut.
Okay. Yeah, I have downloaded a shit ton of books, so hopefully I can find something without some stuff.
You downloaded a few that I was like, you should probably get rid of this because this is smut.
Porn. I need you to like list them off for me. Okay?
I went through it and I was like, he has the Devil's Night series on here. That is not something you're gonna want to read. That is all smut.
Smut from whose perspective?
I think it's dual POV, but I haven't finished the series, so I can't really give you that. Does it really matter whose point of view it's from?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Is there a point of view you would prefer? I don't understand.
Like, I don't want to be reading, and then he entered me. I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of books I probably should take off a list for you.
Yeah, just send me a fucking list, please.
Oh, call sheet or whatever.
Caution.
I need to. Hey, be quiet. It's my cat. But yes,
We're gonna get an introduction to the cat at some point during this podcast. These are my
at some point. I mean, he's probably going. Well, he's very upset because I've blocked him off.
There's a pillow fort around him.
There's like a stack of books to keep him from jumping up on here.
Saw this thing where you just like put tinfoil on whatever you don't want them on, and they'll just like freak the fuck out.
Oh yeah, I've done it once before. It's not a great idea. I've done it before. It's not a great idea. And then he like broke something on the other side of the room because he just did the zoomies because he got upset. I was like, well, I'm not doing that again. I got expensive stuff on these shelves. I don't really want this.
You want to play games?
You mad?
You remember this figurine? Figurine.
Don't break my figurines. Don't mess up my books. It's like all of my money. Sadly.
Okay. Akatar Throne of Glass. You're not reading Crescent City yet.
Not yet. I'm reading. I have October TBR, which is basically spooky themed books.
Yes. Finally. Oh my god. I wish I had finished the series before October because I really want to get into some horror shit. I'm listening to a ton of horror podcasts right now.
I have The Year of the Witching. I have Slewfoot. I have Carmilla. Carmilla? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's a vampire book.
That sounds right. I think there was a vampire in like Castlevania Part 1 that was named Carmilla. Mm-hmm. She was the big third part, yeah.
Those are my 3 spooky books. The other spooky books I have are not safe for work. It's smut.
Smut.
I need palate cleansers, okay?
Hey man, you fucking get on with your smut then. All right. Anything else you want to talk about for your section? Any anime? What anime are you watching? Because you said you were watching cozy anime.
I don't know. I'm like not fully watching anything right now. I was watching the Horimiya, which is like high school romance stuff. And then I was watching just a couple like isekai stuff. So I'm like, we watch different anime genres.
Watch isekai. Which ones are you watching?
I was watching Jobless Reincarnation.
Yeah. My boy Rudius is going through it right now.
Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about him and what was her name before she left. Eris.
I wouldn't say Urza because of her red hair, but yeah, Eris.
Eris, yeah. Mm-hmm. I had mixed feelings about that. I was like, oh.
Have you finished season 1?
Yeah, no, I finished. I'm episode 5 into season 2.
Okay. Yeah, that last scene where they like hooked up, and then in the morning she like left him a note like thanks for the dick, nigga.
Yeah, I had like conflicting feelings because I was like, isn't he like 13?
Yeah, they're kids. They're children.
Yeah. I was so uncomfy.
It was very weird. Like I'm glad it wasn't a manga or not a manga. I'm glad it wasn't hentai where they like went into detail. I'm glad they was just like they're about to hook up. They hooked up and this is the end, and this is the end result. I hate that their kids and everything, and that happened. I'm glad there wasn't any detail in it.
But I mean, it's not even like they're like, oh, underage, under 18. They are like 12.
Yeah.
I was like,
They keep getting younger every time you mention them.
They gonna be 3
by the time you say they were 3. Season 2, my man's going through some feelings. Right?
I know.
He's
really
Eris.
It's really depresso right now.
He got his ass kicked by the dragon god in the first season, and that shit's got him shook in season 2. Because the man god is like his.
You're talking to man god like all the time, and you don't want to give him any warning about what's in this world, like a dragon god.
Man god don't give 2 fucks. Man god is just like, do my bidding.
Why the hell am I out here?
Perks. Yeah. That little skinny bitch that gave her eye, the demon lord. Remember the demon lord bitch who showed up in that city and was like, if you do this, I'll give you my eye. And he did, and she was like, oh, here you go.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. What do you think about her?
I don't really have any
feelings towards her?
Feelings towards her right now.
Okay. Yeah, she was a weird mix for me. I liked her energy. I didn't like that she was like, I'm a hot bitch, and she's like flat. So yeah, there's that for me. But yeah, season 2, my nigga's going through it. Your takes on his issue?
I mean, I don't want like a part of me is like, oh no, I really feel for him, this poor guy. And then another part of me is like, get over it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say like get over it, like it wasn't heartbreaking and stuff, but I mean like you got dumped. Which he didn't even get dumped. He just doesn't know that he didn't get dumped. I didn't like the way Eris left though, super vague.
He was in love with this Eris chick, and then she
was he in love with her?
He was smitten, obviously, because in season 2, this nigga can't get it up.
I straight up, like before they hooked up, I didn't think he was all that in love with her, liked her, was attracted to her, in love with her.
Look, they traveled together, and that relationship built, right? He protected her. She stepped in for him from time to time. He was super worried about her. Feelings developed. And she ghosted him after they hooked up. And now season 2, this nigga's like trying to get his mojo back, but he can't get it up. He fucking slings it with this one chick. And like right before everything happens, this nigga's like, nothing's happening. It's like, oh,
yeah, a part of me was like, good. Part of me was like, I don't want to see you do any more of this nonsense 14, until you're at least 17, sir.
Like you were 14. Stop that.
Ah! I was so upset.
Yeah, that happens. He goes out, gets drunk. How you said episode 5. All right, so the whole thing happens.
I'm at the point where he's traveling with big bro schmo, tall blonde boy whose name I totally forgot. And then I kind of was like, all right, this is where I'm gonna stop and pause.
In that very same episode, they hit the bar, right?
The pretty tall blonde lady who's really into doing everyone she meets.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's who he's traveling with now.
That's who he's met just now. He literally just met her, and then I was like, all right, I'm done.
But right after, he couldn't get it up. The dude who he got into a fight with took him to a whorehouse, and he tried his luck there, and he couldn't get it up there either. And they drink, and then the next morning he's out in the middle of the road. He's talking shit about the chick that he tried to hook up with first, and she overhears him and slaps the shit out of him. I think he was like, yeah, she's not Eris or some shit like that. Or she's got flat titties or some shit like that. And she fucking slaps the shit out of him. He was like, oh, fuck that up. And
is that what he says?
Or he said something along those lines, something embarrassing about her. And she wasn't having it. Because remember, her teammate brought her out there to fucking talk to him.
No, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember him saying that. I don't know why I'm remembering something else. Are you watching the dub or subbed?
So,
Okay.
yeah.
A part of me is like, is there a different in translation, or did I just like totally
What
zone out?
do you remember?
I remember him getting slapped
Mm-hmm.
for saying something. I just don't remember it being something embarrassing about her. I just remember it being like I just didn't want her because I wanted somebody else or something. I was in love with somebody else or something like that.
No, I don't think it was something about him being in love, but something about him not wanting her or something like that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's somebody else I want or what
Yeah.
whatever bullshit he said.
And he gets slapped.
But anyway,
I fucked this up. Might as well move on to the next town.
yeah, I was like, well, I can't go with them anymore.
It's
Can't
so, like,
stay friends with them no more.
the next episode, he's like on the road. Like, okay, nigga, you need to get it
All
quick.
by myself again.
Mm.
And the other one I just finished is Campfire Cooking in Another World.
I have it on my I have it on my list. I did not watch it.
It's real cute.
I'm not gonna watch it.
They're like camping and cooking and fighting monsters and then eating the monsters.
Huh?
If you're into cooking shows, you'd probably like it. If you're not into cooking shows, then you probably won't like it.
But what is it?
Campfire Cooking in Another World.
What is it?
And another anime where, like she said,
You're into cooking shows though, but like watching anime?
yeah, like
cooking?
the food looks bomb. In anime, when they cook that food, so looks like it would slap. I still to this day want to try Sanji's cooking. But
I love me some anime food.
yeah,
Scenes. Oh, so good.
some very peculiar things happen with food when other people eat it.
Only in one show.
It's like what? There's multiple shows where
I've only
shit.
ever seen it happen in one show.
I've seen it happen in multiple.
I would rewatch Food Wars if it weren't for the overhyped of them eating. I hate it. I was like, oh god. It's both hilarious and like stop.
The motherfuckers would try this food and just like have an orgasm, like the whole
Literal orgasm.
Please
Please stop.
This whole thing. But yeah,
All right.
that's the first episode. We smoked a little, drank a lot, coffee was spiked, talked about some shit. Y'all met everybody. Anything you guys want to add before we? All right, so that was the first episode of This Shit's Crackin'. Thank you guys for joining us. We have fucking emails and Twitter pages and all that kind of stuff, which will be given to you in the next episode once everything is situated. Just know that those links are coming. Okay? Someday soon. So thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate it. If you're a brand new listener, hopping in here in this first episode, thank you for diving into the fucking archives for this one. And if you're a listener who is current with us but wanted to see our humble beginnings, thank you for coming back and watching it. Yeah, appreciate y'all your time. High five. Stay blessed, stay safe, eat your veggies. Anything you guys want to add?
No, we good.
Bye.
Adios. That means goodbye.
Bye.
Lessons. More Spanish lessons.
Wow.
All right. Cool.
All right, y'all. Signing off.
Now that it's 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna be it. All right. Hopefully. All right.
All right.
Bye.